All right, third and final method of solving a system is using substitution. Okay, so what you're looking for is one equation to be solved for a variable. So see how y is by itself on this equation, and the other equation can be in really whatever form, whatever other form, doesn't matter. It could also be y equals form. It could be standard form like this. It could just be a jumbled up mess. Okay, whatever other form. All right, as long as one of them is solved for a variable, we can take what that y equals. Y equals this, which means in the second equation, I can replace y with that. Okay, it's like substituting butter for margarine in a recipe for baking whatever, baking cookies. Okay, we're substituting two things that are equal for each other. Okay, so that's going to turn this into 3x plus 2, and then I'm going to put what I'm substituting in parentheses. So I'm putting in 2x minus 1 for y, substituting that in, and then that equals 26. The reason this method works is because now our equation only has one variable. It's only x. So we can, there are two x's, but they're both x. So we can combine like terms and get this to where we can solve it for x. And once we know x, we plug it back in and we find y. All right, so solve for x. We need to distribute the 2. So that's 3x plus 4x minus 2 equals 26. All right, 3x plus 4x is 7x minus 2 equals 26. I need to add 2 to cancel that out. 7x equals 28, and divide by 7. So x equals 4. Okay, when plugging back in, I would always make sure to use the equation that's already solved for my other variable. This one already has y by itself. Just plug 4 in for x and evaluate. 2 times 4 minus 1. Well, that's 8 minus 1, so y equals 7. So our solution for this first one is 4, 7. All right, second one is not exactly solved for y, but it's close. Okay, there's this negative in front, so we can get rid of that by just dividing by -1. Just remember you have to do it to all three terms when you do this. So that gives me negative 2x plus 2 equals y. Now that we have positive y, we can substitute this in for the positive y right here. So 5x plus 6 times negative 2x plus 2 equals negative 9. Okay, distribute. And you get 5x minus 12x plus 12 equals negative 9. All right, 5x minus 12x is negative 7x plus 12 equals negative 9. Subtract the 12 over. Negative 7x equals negative 21, and then divide by negative 7. X equals positive 3. Negatives cancel out. 21 over 7 is 3. Okay, I'm going to plug it back into this bottom equation. It's not quite y equals, but it's pretty close. Okay, let's find some room over here to do that. 2 times 3 minus 2 equals negative y. So that's 6 minus 2, which is 4. And then if I divide by -1 on both sides, I get negative 4 equals positive y. So our solution on this one is 3, negative 4. All right, big thing you're going to see in systems are word problems. So let's go over a word problem. Okay, and I love using substitution on word problems. All right, so a veterinarian needs 60 pounds of dog food that is 15% protein. He will combine a beef mix that is 18% protein with a bacon mix that is 9% protein. How many pounds of each does he need to make the 15% protein mixture? All right, so you have to be able to figure out two variables in the problem and then make two equations out of each of those. Okay, so I need an equation that's going to add up to the correct pounds of dog food, and then I need an equation that's going to add up to the 15% protein mixture. Okay, the two things that I can put into the dog food are beef mix and bacon mix. So I'm going to use B for beef, and I can't use B again, so I'll use P for bacon. All right, so the first one is just B is pounds of, if we're being super specific, and P is pounds of bacon. So we need 60 total pounds, so I take pounds of beef plus pounds of bacon equals 60. Very simple equation. All right, second one's a little bit tougher. It's going to involve this 15% protein and 18% protein, and well, all right, these two 15s are the same. The beef is 18% and the bacon is 9% protein. Okay, so this is our pounds equation. I like to label things so we know, and then this is our protein equation. So I need to multiply the pounds of beef by 18%. Remember, with percents, we move the decimal 2 places to the left, so it's 0.18 B plus 0.09 P, and that's got to equal 0.15, and pounds of beef, pounds of bacon, pounds of total dog food, which is 60. Okay, now you need to choose whatever method you want. Okay, if you want to graph it, great. Get P or B by itself, graph it, and figure out where it intersects. Probably not a great idea on this one because we have those decimals, and that's going to make graphing tough. Okay, elimination. They're right on top of each other. We just need to multiply this equation by like a negative 0.18 or a negative 0.09. Okay, or substitution. This top equation is super easy. To get P by itself, we just need to subtract B. All right, so it's all about figuring out what's most efficient and which one works best for you. If elimination is like your jam, go with elimination. Okay, if you love substitution, go with that. Okay, you're always going to do better doing something that you understand more. So don't try to force it into a different method just because you think that that's the best method to use. The best method to use is the one you know you can get right. So make sure you're doing that. Okay, I'm going to do this one by substitution just because that's what this video is about. So I'm going to subtract B on both sides. So that'll turn this into P equals 60 minus B. And I'm going to substitute that in for P right here. So that gives me 0.18B plus 0.09 times 60 minus B equals, and 0.15 times 60, I'm going to go ahead and multiply that out. I'm going to use our calculator a bit here. That's 9. All right, whole number. That's nice. All right, next I'm going to distribute the 0.09. 0.18B plus, all right, 0.09 times 60. Let's see what that gets us. 0.09 times 60. 5.4. Not a whole number, but not a crazy decimal. And then minus 0.09B equals 9. All right, I'm going to combine like terms. So I see this as an 18 minus 9. 18 minus 9 is 9. So 0.09 in this case. Okay, you can use your calculator for that part as well if you're on the calculator portion, which if I gave you something with crazy decimals like this, I would definitely let you use a calculator on this type of problem. All right, let's move that 5.4 over to the other side. So that's 0.09B equals 9 minus 5.4, which is 3.6. And then divide by 0.09 on both sides. So again, the way I'm looking at this is like 360 divided by 9, okay, which is 40 pounds of beef. All right, what did the question ask us? How many pounds of each? All right, well, we've only found one. We found 40 pounds of beef. I can plug that into this equation. 40 plus P equals 60. Okay, you can be formal about it and subtract 40 from both sides, or just use your mental math. 40 plus 20 would be the pounds of bacon. 40 pounds beef, 20 pounds bacon.